What is the first impression you get when you hear the word Scarborough?
It's a great environment. I see kids playing on all the residential streets. That's why I think of youth everywhere I look. There's kids.
Scarborough is extremely diverse, so I think of diversity when I think of Scarborough.
It's very comfortable. It's home. I've lived in Scarborough for many, many years, and I love it.
It's a safe community. It's a growing community. It's a dynamic community. There's a lot of diversity. There's a lot of strengths in schools, like this school here, with art and leadership.
It's very safe. You're always welcome. It's a very comfortable area.
It's underrated and a fantastic place to live.
Do you think youth employment is a priority in the city?
Well, it's a priority to me because without youth working, you have no future.
I think employment for youth is important, like for kids to be able to get their own money and spend it the way they like.
Definitely opportunities need to be there because the career and the academic actually go together. And so the students need to experience what they're academically studying.
Otherwise, you finish your schooling and you don't have any practical experience, so people aren't as willing to hire you.
One of the things that the government should look at doing is subsidizing employment workplaces for the youth to give them the skill sets that they need to train to become responsible adults in our community.
I'm a youth worker myself. 90% of all the youth I work are not employed. They're looking for work. They can't get work because they're either not qualified, they don't have enough experience, and quite honestly, there are not enough employers out there that are willing to give youth an opportunity at their first jobs.
I think it's important that you should have youth employment and everybody should be able to get a job easily.
I think communities can make more employment opportunities available to the young kids.
With the culture in this city, I don't think youth employment itself is a priority, not the first priority for all citizens. But to me, it definitely is. I do have a job, and I do want to work, and I want to be a part of the community. I want to be able to, support myself and my family.
Youth employment isn't an issue much looked at because since we're below 18, they don't really care about what we think about since we're not really voting.
What kind of jobs would you like to see that are open to youth?
A lot of opportunities for employment, especially for youth, are very low standard jobs. I think you should be given a chance to try out maybe an office position, where they're maybe try it out so they can experience what it's going to be like when they're going to a workplace.
We're in huge need of better urban planning because we're growing so fast that if the city was exposing students to those kinds of opportunities early in part-time jobs, I think we would be training our youth towards better urban planning, 4 or 5 years down the road, right, when they make a career out of it.
Working with, children, the elderly, underprivileged, all those kinds of areas can be tapped by the young people, and it also gives you a different perspective on life.
I want to be a psychotherapist. I would like to, work with more youth and, be a part of their issues, and maybe I wish I could help them out in those kind of things. Counselor type jobs.
We also need job developers to actually help youth to practice for interviews, to actually take them out to job places, to connect them with employers. That's what's really lacking.
Say there's something you want to do and you need certain qualifications for it. Say you're doing something along the lines of assistant instructor, say. You need qualifications for that. So if you want to do volunteer work or have a job that way, you want to know what you have to do in order to make it there.
I think there could be more job opportunities. It's just that we don't really know about it. It would be really amazing if the companies could pair up with schools, and I guess if they did have announcements, or if they did have an employment fair here where we could go and see what kind of job opportunities they have.
To advertise more opportunities for it, because a lot of these places that have opportunities for youth employment or volunteering, you don't really know about it.
I don't really think there's enough. Because I've been through it and I'm trying to look for a job and can't seem to find any.
We got to remember that our youth become adults, and if their first experience is that they can't get a break, nobody's willing to employ them, they can't get a job, what are they going to be like as adults? That's the mindset that they're going to go into the adulthood with, and I think we're doing youth a huge disservice.
Adult employment is important, definitely. but so is training our youth to become those successful adults. So I think one is non-independent of the other. I think that we have to look at trying to blend the two programs.